Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rechak Kwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. And welcome to another series of Edifying Rants, where I talk about life issues and I teach you how to overcome them according to the Holy Scriptures. So this is, as you may know, it's going to be more of a walk and talk. So, something that I wanted to talk about today, which is actually one of my most favorite subjects. I always love talking about this. The kingdom of heaven. Okay? And the reason why, the kingdom of heaven is one of my most favorite subjects to talk about is because it's going to be our rulership. It's going to be, it's really Yahweh Shai's kingdom. But because of Yahweh Shai's generosity, and because Yahweh Shai is a man, he loves his people. So, starting with the elect is going to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai in the kingdom of heaven. Okay? Now, of course, the kingdom of heaven starts off with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding being drawn out of the Lord's elect. Because like Yahweh Shai said, the kingdom of heaven is within you. So the kingdom of heaven starts with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures being extracted from the Lord's elect. And once they've woken up to the truth completely, they're going to be walking in the way of righteousness to the best of their ability, preaching the gospel and teaching that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And they're going to be brotherly. They're going to be helping out with rent and bills, paying their tithes, fasting, praying, doing videos, going out on the highways and hedges. Okay? Things like that. Things that a member of the elect would do. And then when Yahweh Shai come back, the ones of the Lord's elect that remains and are alive in that day, they're going to see the salvation of the Lord. They're going to be beamed up on chariots. They're going to be beamed up on chariots. And then when Yahweh Shai and his elect men come back down to the earth, okay, we're going to put these heathens in slavery. And that's according to a prophecy. And the top heathen, that's going to be the first ones to go into slavery, is the nation of Edom. And that's starting with the so-called elites, trickling down to the rest of their nation of people. And then the rest of the heathen are going into captivity. Okay, the Arabs, the Chinese people, Japanese people, the East Indians, the Africans, the Hawaiians, the North Koreans, the South Koreans, okay? Anybody who is not an Israelite will go into captivity. And thus, the heathen will be used to build up the kingdom of heaven. You see, these different pastors and preachers, they talk about the kingdom of heaven in these churches as if it's already going to be built when somebody passed away. Nah, the kingdom of heaven is going to be here on earth, and it's going to be built up. It's going to be built up with gemstones, with gold, precious metals, okay, sapphires, onyxes, crystals, rubies, sapphires. Okay, and the Lord said he's going to beautify his people. So guess what? Even we're going to be decked out with golds and gemstones and all kinds of precious stones in the kingdom of heaven. So I wanted to read this, even though I normally don't read scriptures during Edifying Rants, but, you know, this is special. You know, it's about the kingdom of heaven. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 11. Seeing then that all these things should be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Right? If you call yourself being in the truth, you shouldn't be talking about smoking weed and getting high and, you know, committing adultery or getting tattoos or doing anything that is unrighteous. Okay. But the point that I wanted to draw your attention to was, you know, seeing that all these things shall be dissolved. Because before the kingdom of heaven can be established, man, this planet needs new management. You know, and the intercontinental ballistic missiles, the nuclear explosion from all those intercontinental ballistic missiles is going to cleanse the air. The air is going to be cleansed of chemtrails because this earth is under heavy mass pollution from landfills, from plastics being dumped in the oceans, you know, from you know, all these factories, these different power plants. You know, the earth is dead right now. So the earth is going to have to be under new management. And that new management is going to start when Yahushua and his elect men come back down from out those chariots and start enslaving these different nations around the world. And what, you know, like the apostles always go into, one of the first main jobs we're going to have for the so-called elites is they're going to have to bury all of those dead bodies, okay? And then afterwards, they're going to have to go into these oceans. They're going to have to get all the plastic and the trash that they're responsible for dumping down there. So they're going to have to clean up the oceans of all the trash and stuff down there, you know? The radiation is going to have to be taken from out the oceans again. All the nuclear waste that was dumped into the oceans, killing off the sea life, all that's going to have to be removed. Okay? So verse 12 says, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, wherein the heavens shall be dissolved and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. And guess what? Even the air is made up of elements, okay? Trillions upon trillions upon trillions upon excuse me, upon trillions upon trillions of nano-sized gastric-like particles that we can't see with the naked eye. So even the air is going to be dissolved. Okay? Even the air is going to be dissolved from these intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay? And everything you see around you is going to melt by intercontinental ballistic missiles. We're talking street signs, vehicles, bikes, sidewalks, streets, roads, street lights, trees is going to be incinerated. Okay, brick houses is going to melt. All these things we see around us is going to melt. But anyways, you know, the elements are going to melt, man, you know. And like Yahushua said, there should not be one stone laid here upon another that shall not be thrown down. Because during the intercontinental ballistic nuclear explosion of this place, guess what? That intense heat is going to be blowing. It's going to be blowing, you know. You know, heavy winds blowing, burning and melting things away. Okay? And, you know, even the land of Israel, where those rats are living at, that land is going to be cleansed as well. Okay? That land is going to be cleansed because that land is defiled. Okay? That land is defiled. They got something called Pink City, Tel Aviv over there. You know, you think the Lord is with that? No. Okay? You know, all kinds of wicked and abominable acts are over there. They got all kind of idols set up over there. So, according to the Holy Scriptures, that land's got to be cleansed. Okay? So, verse 13, it says, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. And it's not talking about, you know, there's going to be a brand new earth and a brand new heavens, because the scriptures tell you in Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 4, that the earth abideth forever. So the earth ain't going nowhere, okay? There ain't going to be an ice age where the whole earth freezes over because the fire on the sun died out, or some BS, you know, or they talking about, you know, an asteroid is going to hit the earth and there's going to be another stone age. Nah, that's BS, man. Okay, it's BS. We're talking about thousands of years of creating the heavens and the earth. And you mean telling me the Lord is just going to blow up the entire planet? Come on, man. Come on, man. But anyways, the earth abideth forever. Like it tells you in Ecclesiastes 1 and 4. So the new heavens and the new earth is talking about the kingdom of heaven being established here on earth. Well, because like it tells you in 2nd Esdras, the 6th chapter, you know, Esau's the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Jacob is the beginning of this new heaven and new earth being established here on the earth. And it's going to start with when Yahushua come back. You know, Yahushua, who is one of Jacob's descendants, okay? because the new heavens and the new earth is going to come from what? It's going to come from heathens building up the kingdom of heaven. Okay? So we're going to have these heathens, starting with the nation of Edom, in hardcore slavery. Okay? And the ones who's going to get front row seats, the ones who's going to get front row seats to experience that is who? The Lord's elect. Okay? The 144,000 as well as the 1/3. Okay? Because the Lord is going to give his elect men, whosoever they may be out there, you know, a rod of iron and the power to break these nations. So we're going to have these heathens in hardcore slavery. You know, so, but after the kingdom of heaven is built and established, you know, we're going to force these heathens to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. Because the kingdom of heaven is going to be a kingdom of righteousness. And that's the main thing I wanted to talk about. Because in the kingdom of heaven, you know, there ain't going to be no more, you have to pay money just to drink clean water. In the kingdom of heaven, if you're an Israelite, you won't be restricted to just living in one hood or something, you know, like, you know, Jake gets born and raised in this society, and the only thing he's seen most of his life was this hood or that hood. You know, you grew up only knowing what Smallville looked like. But there's so much, like, this earth is so huge. Like, there's more to this earth than just Smallville. You know? You grow up in New York City, and New York City is the only city you've seen your whole life. You know, well, what about California? What about Australia? You know, what about Colombia? What about Argentina? What about these different islands? You know, what about Russia? Like, the earth is so vast, and yet, you know, we're pretty much stuck in one city, you know, damn near our whole life. You know? Well, I mean, in the kingdom of heaven, we'll be able to travel through rainforests, get to know life more. You know, we'll be able to, you know, check out the different views that the Lord have set up that was meant for us to see. Like certain waterfalls, certain lakes, certain rivers. No, there's certain wildlife that we haven't seen yet. There's certain wildlife we have not seen yet. No, it's kind of stupid how that if you want to pay a visit to animals, you got to go to the zoo to do it. Man, how stupid is that? You got to go to a zoo where the animals are all miserable and locked up. That's not how it should be. And that's another thing too. In the kingdom of heaven, the Lord is going to put the spirit on the animals to fear us again. So if your 6-year-old child wanders off and he encounters an alligator, guess what? That alligator is not going to mess with him, because the Lord's going to put the spirit on the animals to fear us again. Okay, the scriptures tell you that, you know, a child shall play with the adder. Because the beasts of the field shall be at peace with us. Like it tells you in Job, the 5th chapter. Okay, the beasts of the field shall be at peace with us. But right now, animals don't fear us. Okay? If you go to the YNC.com, man, you see people getting killed by animals every day on that channel. people getting eaten by alligators, you know, people getting eaten by wolves and wild beasts. Okay, there was a woman who got eaten. There was a woman who got eaten by a shark in the ocean. And all she was doing was what? Chilling. It was just a beautiful day until suddenly a shark came along. You know, we're not going to have to worry about that in the kingdom. You know, this whole world is just in a state of mourning. But the kingdom of heaven, that's going to be a kingdom of pure happiness and pure excitement and pure joy and pure pleasure. And that's going to last for all eternity. And that's just the planet Earth. What about all of the other planets we're going to be able to go to? Okay, what's it going to be like to walk on a planet made out of pure gold? What's the weather going to be like there? You know, what kind of stars is going to be up in the night sky? What's the morning sky going to be like? You know, what's it going to be like to live on a gas planet? You know, what does the inside of Jupiter look like beyond those clouds? You know, just there's many, many great wonders waiting for us. And according to the Holy Scriptures, we're going to be able to travel to different universes. We're going to be able to travel to different planets. You know, don't be surprised if there were planets out there that was actually made out of food. Like how they show you in that anime Toriko. Okay? The soil of the ground is made out of cocoa powder. The leaves on the tree might taste like mints. The grass might taste like peppermints. There might be streams of I don't know, cherry juice flowing around, a river of cherry juice. The ocean might taste like blueberry, I don't know, you know? And then whenever it rains, it's like raining some kind of sweet tasting water. You know, the sticks or the branches on trees taste like gingerbread. Who knows, man? There's many great wonders out there that the Lord have in store for his people. So imagine that. Just being able to travel through space alone is going to be a great wonder for us. Being able to travel through the stars, seeing the different Milky Ways, the different nebulas, the different gamma ray bubbles, other wonders we've never seen before. I mean, man, the kingdom of heaven it's really, it's going to be, and when I say our, I'm talking about the Israelites. In the kingdom of heaven, we will, for all eternity, be in pure happiness, excitement, enjoyment, pleasures, forevermore. We're going to have so many different women, or women are going to be in line. Our women are going to respect us again. You know, our women are going to go back to fearing us again, and we're going to have multiple wives in the kingdom. You know, you might be in your chariot, getting ready to. You might be in your chariot traveling through so-called space, heading to a brother's planet, and hell, you might be popping your woman inside that chariot, you know. And while you're popping her inside that chariot, you know, you're just passing through all kind of beautiful stars, and you're passing through all kinds of beautiful, different creations and wonders out there. You know. Imagine going to another planet that's like Earth outside of Earth. You know? Some planets might have more than one moon. You know, on some planets, the moon might be much closer to the planet than the moon is here on this planet. You know, some planets might have more than one sun and more than one moon. You know, the moon might be made out of crystals. I mean, I don't know, man. You know, but man, those great wonders are waiting for the Lord's people, man. You know, your chariot is made out of pure gold, pure platinum. Your chariot is made from pure crystals, gemstones. I mean, man. But all we got to do is wait, brothers. There ain't gonna be no more breathing in chemtrails in the kingdom of heaven. We're gonna know what fresh air smell like on the earth again. Ain't gonna be no more vehicles ain't gonna be no more people traveling in vehicles that release smog and pollution into the air. You know, in the kingdom of heaven, there ain't gonna be no more, you know, you walk past an alley and it smell like piss. We're not going to see another homeless person amongst our nation anymore in the kingdom of heaven. There's not going to be another homeless person. We're never going to have to go to work again. You know, you wake up sometimes and you be feeling all tired and groggy. You be like, damn, I wish I was in the kingdom of heaven, you know, because you just feel like, you feel like shit, man. You know, who wants... You know, here it is, you know, prior to you waking up the next day to go to work, you was drinking wine, having a good time with your brothers, you know. You wake up and you just know you don't feel like going to work, you know. In the kingdom of heaven, we ain't gonna have to worry about that. And not to mention, do you know how many parties we're gonna have in the kingdom of heaven? Okay? Brothers hosting parties in the kingdom of heaven. Think about that. Might be going to a brother's spot, you know. Brother got music playing, you know. And you know the Israelite man can dance. So you know we all gonna be showing off, you know, trying to dance. We're gonna be listening to music. We're gonna be drinking some wine, some strong liquor. We're gonna be laughing and joking about, you know, this captivity. And hell, we're probably going to get together, just go watch some heathens die. You know? Especially Edom. We going to really make them suffer, man. Like, woo! We going to have our own kind of fireworks. It's going to be a ball, man. We're going to be doing backflips and singing praises unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Praising him for setting us back up in our rulership. Man, it's just, man. And then, hey, guess what, brothers? When we go to sleep that next night, you ain't gonna have to worry about going to work. If you wanna wake up and go to a different planet, well, we're gonna be able to do that. You know, if you wanna wake up and you know, have a look around this planet, have a look at some of the wonders on this planet, you're going to be able to do that. We're never going to have to work again in the kingdom of heaven. You know, and then on top of that, we're going to have slaves. Even after the heathens served their 1,000 years of slavery and Edom gets exterminated from off the planet, even when these heathens go back to their own land, guess what? They're still going to be tributaries to us. They're still going to be our servants. So man, I'm brothers, man. The kingdom of heaven, it's Yahweh's kingdom, but we're gonna be joint heirs with Yahweh in the kingdom. that happens, man, that's going to be an exciting day. Seeing Yahushua return, knowing that we're going to be liberated. Knowing that we're never going to have to work again. But with that, I'm going to say, Shalom is on to the next one.